Since the first time Adelar reached out to Albus Dumbledore across time, trouble has not left his side. The dragon attack as he traveled to Hogwarts, the challenges he faced inside the Gringotts vault, and the confrontation with the dangerous goblin named Ranrock. Just yesterday, Ranrock schemed with a local thug named Rookwood to capture him, sending trolls after Adelar on his first day at Hogwarts as he was visiting Hogsmeade. What did all of this mean? How did Adelar come to possess a connection to ancient magic involved in all these events? And was there a link between the ancient magic and his secret telepathic connection to Albus Dumbledore of the future that recently emerged? The only way forward seemed to be through the locket Adelar and Professor Fig found at Gringotts, attached to the vial of memory found at the vault's pensieve, the pensieve that showed them how two wizards, Percival and Charles, whoever they were, built the vault as a pathway to secrets of ancient magic. In the meantime, Dumbledore's connection to Adelar as a guide and a teacher has been rapidly growing. Good morning, sir. My second day at Hogwarts. Let us hope that it is a day without any dragons or trolls.
I'm glad to hear that you are rising early, Adelar.
Did I mention that I have a barn owl, Professor? I call him Thales, after the Greek mathematician.
I am delighted to hear that you have a barn owl, Adelar. I am sure Thales is a faithful companion. I must admit, I am intrigued by the name you have chosen for him. The Greek mathematician, Thales of Millet, was a man of great wisdom and insight. I am sure your owl shares those qualities. The message from Professor Fig is intriguing. I suspect he has made a significant discovery regarding the locket.
Are you interested in mathematics, Professor?
You misbehaving little toad!
Having gone to a Muggle school for the last 4 years, I have learned a great deal of mathematics and geometry.
Mathematics and geometry are indeed fascinating subjects, Adelar. I've always believed that a strong foundation in these areas is essential for a deep understanding of the wizarding world. I would be delighted to discuss the applications of mathematics in magic with you and explore the ways in which they intersect.
I heard that subjects such as arithmancy involve some mathematics.
Indeed, Adelar, the intersection of mathematics and magic is a fascinating area of study. Arithmancy, in particular, relies heavily on mathematical principles to understand and manipulate the underlying forces of the universe. I believe that a strong foundation in mathematics can greatly enhance one's magical abilities.
Students always run when Peevesy wants to have some fun!
Oh my.
Look at me!
Professor, I'm glad to see you.
And I you. Thank Merlin you're in one piece. I heard about the attack. Trolls in Hogsmeade?
Sir, the trolls were wearing armor. It had that dark glow like the dragon collar.
Goblin silver. Ranrock used it to control the dragon. But how? And why send trolls to...
They were there because of me. I overheard Ranrock talking with Victor Rookwood.
Ranrock was in Hogsmeade with Rookwood.
The trolls were Ranrock's distraction so that Rookwood could get to me, And he would have, had Sirona and the patrons at the Three Broomsticks not intervened.
This is grave news indeed. If Ranrock's goblins and dark wizards are after you, they want what we found in that vault.
Speaking of the vault, do you think that Ranrock is working with any of the goblins at Gringotts?
I do not. Gringotts goblins aren't typically the friendliest of beings, but they have a great deal of integrity. No, I dare say after what happened to that poor banker, the goblins at Gringotts are no followers of Ranrock.
They're after the locket. You said you discovered something in...
I discovered an inscription. When I read it aloud, this map appeared. Clever enchantment. It's a map of Hogwarts, to be sure, but I do not know where it leads.
It leads to the library. A restricted section, to be precise, and a bit beyond. I see traces of magic there on the map.
I suspected you would see something.
Shall we go?
I appreciate your enthusiasm, and I'm eager to discover what we may find there as well. But if our experience at Gringotts, let alone what happened to Miriam, taught me anything, it's that the path we're on is terribly dangerous. I'd like you to work with Professor Hecat a bit, before we continue.
But sir, how dangerous could the library be? Perhaps we're only after a book.
Perhaps we are only after a book, but we should be prepared for anything. Once you've honed your defensive magic further, come and see me. I'll let Professor Hecat know to expect you.
It looks like Professor found a map inside the locket, using an inscription that it saw on it. And I could see traces of ancient magic on the map that he could not see. And it pointed at the library. What do you think, Professor? Are we looking for a book, do you think? Or perhaps something different?
The map's connection to the library is intriguing, Adelar. I suspect that we are not merely searching for a book, but rather uncovering a hidden truth.
Well, Professor Fig wanted me to learn a bit more defensive magic first, considering some of the dangers involved. And I think I'll go to Professor Hecat now and see whether she can guide me a little bit on this path.
Heard you're defending Hogsmeade against trolls. You know, there is such a thing as trying too hard.
I am pleased to hear that you are taking the necessary precautions, Adelar. Professor Hecat is an excellent instructor, and I have no doubt that she will be able to guide you in developing your defensive magic skills.
It reminds me, Professor, perhaps I can go to that unsanctioned dueling club and learn some practical dueling skills as well before I meet Professor Fig. I will meet with Professor Hecat first, of course, but afterwards, maybe in the afternoon or during lunch, I might go check the dueling club out.
I must advise you, Adelar, to exercise caution regarding the unsanctioned dueling club. While I understand the desire to learn practical dueling skills, I fear that such organizations can be a breeding ground for reckless behavior and a disregard for the rules. I implore you to consider the potential risks.
Well, I think I should take some risks, Professor. After all of this is a bit out of the ordinary for a student, don't you think?
I believe we have some matters to discuss.
I'm here about the new spell you wanted to teach me, Professor.
Good. Professor Fig indicated a certain urgency to you completing your defensive magic assignments. As such, you are to learn Incendio, the fire-making spell, handy for lighting torches, burning away spider webs, and, when necessary, defending against those who would wish to do us harm.
Sounds versatile.
Quite. But before we get started, I'd like you to complete a few tasks. You may be surprised by some of them. Astonishing how much students don't think their professors know. When you're finished, come and see me. Then we shall begin working on Incendio.
Turns out there's nothing to worry, Professor. Professor Hackett asked me to go to that unsanctioned dueling club and practice there for a while. So not only does she know about it, but also she's encouraging me to attend.
I am surprised to hear that Professor Hecat is aware of the unsanctioned dueling
isn't
club.
a secret.
I must admit that I was concerned about the potential risks. But if she is willing to vouch for the club, then perhaps it is not as reckless as I initially thought.
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
I'm sorry the other students weren't more friendly.
That's kind of you. I suppose there are a few decent souls here. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
Gobstones? Sounds like a fun challenge.
That's what I tried to tell everyone. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Rather an overreaction on their part.
I'll say. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented 5th year to help me.
Do you have any suggestions on how to get your gobstones down from their hiding spots?
If I knew that, I'd get them myself. Whoever hid my gobstones that high got up there somehow.
Haven't you any friends at school?
Not really. Natty said hello once, but not a word since.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again. I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
That poor first-year student that I just met. It looks like she lost her gobstones. And other students have been cruel to her. Young people can be quite mean, don't you think, Professor?
It is indeed unfortunate that some students can be so cruel to their peers. I fear that this young girl, Zenobia, may be in need of some guidance and support. Perhaps we can find a way to help her recover her gobstone, and also offer her some companionship.
It's lucky I don't have any classes today. This way I can freely wander around and meet some new people. And attend that dueling club.
I suppose it is only logical that Professor Hecat would assign you to the dueling club, given your interest in defensive magic. I still have some reservations, but I trust that you will use your discretion and caution in this endeavor.
I came across a hallway full of paintings of musicians, and they're playing music together. Isn't that great?
I am delighted to hear that you have discovered the music room, Adelar. It is a treasure trove of musical talent and a testament to the Hogwarts community love of music. I dare say you will find the atmosphere most conducive to relaxation and inspiration.
Glad you could make it. Lucan's just over there.
Can I help you?
Sebastian told me to see you about a club.
If Sebastian vouches for you, that's all I need to know. I coordinate duels for crossed wands. A dueling club of sorts. It's invitation only, so you must have really impressed Sebastian.
I'm flattered to hear that. Sebastian's not a bad duelist either.
Imagine it's quite something to see the two of you duel.
How does cross wands work exactly?
You show up, I match you with other duelists, and whoever is still standing in the end wins. It's our way of determining the school's greatest duelist once and for all. And to liven things up, the winner is awarded a prize. Interested?
Of course. Dueling's an entertaining pastime.
I agree. Besides, in crossed ones, you could duel with a partner if you like. Your first time I'll pair you with Sebastian. Next time, you'll need to bring a partner along, or duel alone. So, care to step into the ring?
Get me in the ring.
Spectacular! Let the fireworks begin!
We'll make you regret signing up.
Leviosa! Protego! There goes my wife. Leviosa! Stupefy! Leviosa! Stupefy!
Don't shy away now.
Leviosa! Springo! Stupefy!
Expulso!
Leviosa!
Expulso!
Leviosa! Protego!
Ready to get thrashed?
Apologies in advance.
Confringo! Protego! Stupefy! Leviosa! Stupefy! Stupefy! Oh, there goes my way. Stupefy!
Leviosa!
Stupefy! Stupefy! Come on! Leviosa! Accio! Protego! Stupefy! Confringo! Stupefy! Stupefy! Leviosa! Accio! Stupefy! Protego!
Leviosa!
Leviosa! Better than that! Stupefy! Leviosa! Stupefy!
Leviosa!
Stupefy! Leviosa! Accio!
Some big hits that round.
Bravo!
I gave it my all.
You did indeed. The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you. You'd better keep practicing if you want a chance at winning, or at least surviving the next round. I'll let you know when we're ready. Hope to see you then.
Well, Sebastian and I, we have managed to beat other students at the dueling club, Professor. At least for this round. I think Professor Hackett should be impressed with my progress, and perhaps will be willing to teach me the Incendio spell now.
I'm pleased to hear that you have made progress in the dueling club, Adelar. However, I must caution you to remain vigilant and not become too confident in your abilities.
Keep on, young scholars.
I trust Mr. Brattleby was able to accommodate you and that you found success in your endeavors.
I finished all of the tasks you gave me, Professor Hackett.
Glad to hear it. Then you should be ready to learn Incendio.
Should be, Professor.
Yes. I'm sorry to say, I visited enough careless colleagues at St. Mungo's to assure you that fire is a fickle servant. Your spellcasting has impressed me thus far, but please maintain focus. I would rather we not end today's lesson with your robes aflame. Let us begin. Getting it. Keep at it. And do try not to incinerate yourself. Setting things ablaze is certainly cathartic, isn't it?
I learned the Incendio spell, Professor. I think it is time for me to get back to Professor Fig, so that we can head to the library and see what we can discover about the restricted section.
I am pleased to hear that you have mastered the Incendio spell, Adelar. Now, I believe it is time for you to proceed with Professor Fig to the library and uncover the secrets of the restricted section.
Hello, sir. You'll be pleased to know that I worked on my defensive magic with Professor Hecat.
So I hear. She tells me you've taken rather well to your new wand. You must continue to work with her and your other professors to improve your skills. That said, I don't wish to postpone our visit to the library any longer. So, shall we proceed?
Fig! I have work for you. Come.
Headmaster, I'm with a student and my schedule
Your schedule will wait indefinitely, as will your student. I would think that after all the trouble you caused me with Osric, you'd be eager to make amends. My office, 5 minutes.
That man is exasperating. Unfortunately, our trip to the restricted section will have to wait a bit longer.
But Professor...
We have no choice. It would be unwise to provoke our illustrious headmaster further. I shall find you when I've completed whatever toils I must endure.
It looks like Professor Fig is going to see the headmaster.
Sebastian.
I'm thinking that perhaps Sebastian might have an idea about sneaking into the restricted section. Since Professor Fig is so busy, I might just snoop around a bit.
I must advise you, Adelar, to exercise caution in your plans to sneak into the restricted section. The headmaster's attention is already diverted, and I fear that your actions may be misinterpreted. I would rather you waited for Professor Fig's return. But if you are determined to proceed, I suggest you be discreet.
I wonder if you might be able to help me with a small, project.
You wanted to speak with me?
I did. Hello, I'm Duncan Hobhouse. Pleasure to meet you. I've heard all about you, of course, confronting trolls and dragons.
I suppose it must seem that way. I'm not sure it's justified. It's often been a matter of circumstance.
I'm going to presume your reputation is in fact warranted, in which case, you are precisely the person I need. You see, we were learning to repel boggarts in Professor Hecat's class, and, well, mine unfortunately took the shape of a puffskein.
Well, they seem innocent, but their tongues can be most disturbing.
Exactly. I wish more of our fellow students agreed with you. Regardless of how reasonable I believe my fear of puffskeins to be, I'm beginning to get a reputation as a coward. Some have even taken to calling me Puffskeen Dunkeen.
I'm sorry to hear that. Words can be cruel.
Thank you. Poppy keeps offering to help me in overcoming my fear, but I'm too afraid to take her up on it. Anyway, to make matters worse, I stupidly blurted out that I must be braver than people think, since I have been in the hidden herbology corridor.
The hidden herbology corridor?
Yes. Rumor has it that the herbology professor before Professor Garlic kept dangerous plants there. It's supposedly so overrun now that no one dares enter it anymore. I was hoping you could go there and bring back evidence that I could use to show that, well, I'd gone in. Say a bit of an exceptionally dangerous plant of some kind.
What sort of plants should I expect in the hidden herbology corridor?
I haven't a clue. But have you seen the kinds of plants Professor Garlic grows? If the previous professor was anything like her, I'd imagine they're not exactly harmless.
Very well. If I'm in the area, perhaps I shall take a look.
Grand. I'd very much appreciate it. Come and find me if you get the proof. I shall be forever in your debt.
Hidden herbology corridor. Sounds intriguing.
He seems to be trying to overcome his reputation as a coward, so to speak. because of his encounter with a Bogart. Well, I'll try to help him eventually, if I come across what he's looking for.
I am glad to hear that you are considering helping Duncan Hobhouse, Adelar. His fear of Puffskeins is quite understandable, and I have no doubt that you will be able to offer him the support he needs. I must admit, I am intrigued by the hidden herbology corridor and the rumors surrounding it. Perhaps you could investigate further and see if there's any truth to the stories.
Indeed, Professor. I'll do my best.
Nice to
The Daedalian keys are back. Aren't they brilliant?
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumour is that a former headmistress, Professor Moll, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
Surely you will be trying to complete the challenge as well?
I've tried, and I can't even get past the first cabinets. Perhaps you'll have better luck. I'd love to know what's in the cabinets.
Why would Professor Mole conjure flying keys?
What I heard is that it had something to do with keeping Peeves out of things. But that may or may not be true. He's a poltergeist. I thought they could go almost anywhere.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them. I hope you follow a few keys at least. If you manage to open a cabinet, I'd love to know what you find, if anything.
Sebastian, there you are.
There you are. You promised me an explanation for what happened in the Three Broomsticks. Not many students have Victor Rookwood's attention. What was that all about?
Seems he's working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts.
Ranrock? And when were you at Gringotts?
Professor Fig and I ended up there after the dragon attack. It's quite the tale. Fig had this port key.
A port key? To Gringotts? I'm not sure I follow.
I barely follow myself, and I was there. Anyway, we ended up in an ancient vault where we found a map. That map leads to the restricted section.
You can't be serious.
Deadly serious. Professor Fig has insisted that I not tell a soul about any of this. I've probably said too much.
Understood. Your secret's safe with me. Whatever it is.
Thank you, Sebastian. You mentioned being clever enough not to get caught in the restricted section.
And I am. Meet me outside the library tonight, and tell no one.
What will happen if we're caught in the restricted section?
Detention, no doubt. But a word of caution or two will help. For one, avoid Peeves, the poltergeist. Aside from wanton destruction of property, he loves nothing more than telling on the likes of us.
How concerned should I be about the librarian?
Madam Scribner doesn't take kindly to clandestine activities taking place amongst her precious books, so do all that you can to avoid her. She and I have had our entanglements, but I can hold my own against her. You may not be so lucky.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll meet you later.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please consider leaving a comment or a like if you are enjoying our videos. We welcome your feedback and hope to see you all in the next chapter.